to appreciate life and what you give is for. Let me tell you right now, your exquisite kiss still burning. Didn't know I missed this passionate life. Now I'm addicted somehow. Let me tell you what is up with your smile? It's impossible, not take, irresistible. When I look through your eyes, not even sky's the limit. I used to be satisfied, stayed over the surface. Now I just can't get enough. You make me feel like no other. I just want everyone to see what I've discovered. And when I'm with you, I don't hunger. You lift me up, now I can see so much further. You're the horizon. You're the horizon. I'm a butterfly who has only begun, taking me a while to get it. Had to live and cry to appreciate life and what you give is for.
Hello, Cece. Sorry, love, I was just notifying on my Facebook, trying to get others to come over. How are you, sweetheart? Lovely to see you. And it's all okay missing my other one the other day. It's all good. It was just a New Year's one and just to catch up with everybody. But all good. All good. I remember which way I'm looking. The camera, sorry. I need to put this back over here, I think. Just bear with me for a sec. Otherwise, I'm going to keep turning my head this way, I realise, instead of where the camera is. Very sorry. That was rather rude. Getting myself confused. Do apologise. And I shall move all of this now over to this one so I'm not being rude anymore. You love my intro? I think it's better than the other one. Thank you. How was your Christmas, love? Babes, how are you? Great to see you here. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I just want to hold off just for a little bit longer and see if I can get some more people in here because this case really touches my heart. And it's from Australia here, just to let you know. But this case really touches my heart. Thanks, babes. I was live the other day. Hi, Zelda. How are you? Great to see you. Glad you could join me. How was everybody's New Year? Hard to think we're in 2024 already. You did make it. Thank you very much for making it. Oh, that's not going to help having my phone over the thing. Just let me turn this down. Thank you, Cece. It's good to be back, love. Oh, no, Zelda. I'm very sorry to hear that, love. Not a good start to New Year's. But I can sympathise with you, love. Truly can. So what did we do for New Year's, people? Thank you, Zelda. That's really lovely of you. Thank you. Good to see you all. And as I said the other day, I am so excited to be back. And since how you weren't there, I will let you all know now, you used great English, Lisa, that I do sincerely want to thank each and every one of you for standing by me. As I was saying the other night, I am very blown away and very touched, and I'm going to get through this without crying like I did the other day. I am so very touched that in all the time I have been gone, that you guys have stood by me. I honestly thought when I come back, I'd have very little to no subscribers. I was so touched to see you all still there. Not one person had left. That says more about you guys than what it does me. And I thank you so, so much. Because if it wasn't for you guys, believe it or not, kept me going and kept me pushing to get back. So I'd like to sincerely thank you all from the bottom of my heart. You all mean so much to me, and I hope you all realise that. You do as much for me as what I do for you guys. So please know that. Just getting all the bad stuff out of the way. What a good idea, Zelda. So thank you, guys. Thank you, Zelda. I love each and every one of you guys too. You do sincerely mean so much to me. And I learn just as much off of you guys as what you guys learn off of me. Thank you, Cece. It's not just what I do, it's what you guys do for victims too. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You guys are more helpful than what you give yourselves credit for. And of course, you're all beautiful, loving people. I have been very blessed and very honoured to have each and every one of you. And I thank you all sincerely. Sorry, just move that out the way. God, I'm lucky. Thank you all once again. Well, I hope you all had a good Christmas and a good New Year's. And I hope your new year is full of happiness, joy, laughter, wellness, family, friends, love, understanding, forgiveness, everything you ever need. I hope you achieve this year. And as for I don't make New Year's resolutions. I make prayers to let you know. And my prayers were that may every missing person and those who are still missing from long ago be found and returned to their loved ones. May all crimes that have taken place, may there be justice for those who have passed over through no fault of their own. That is my New Year's prayer. My New Year's is already filled with love and joy right here. And the other day, but thank you, Cece. This is a great start. And now that I'm right, well, physically, just leaving the rest of that alone. As I was saying the other night, I've only got an operation I've got to have on my left eye. And that is it. Other from that, I am fine. Other than later on today, I could possibly be going away and to roughly around 13th, 14th, and then I'll be back. But I will be up and running this channel full time because I am no longer working anymore, as much as it's killing me. But happy to do this full time and see if we can get this channel going. So working as in not every day working like I was. However, I will take on help those who need help. Happy to do so. So, and I've kind of got a plan for this channel now that I'm going to cover DV and what DV is, everything about DV, so that people can be educated, because there are some people that think that DV is just physical, sadly, and it's not, as we know. We cover this will be once every fortnight or something. I will make a show about specific things like self-esteem versus self-worth and what the differences are. More down the educational and help shows is what I want to integrate with the crime shows as well. As in, what do you mean, Zelda? Because my information will also cover US too, sweetheart. I mean, DV's DV, no matter where you are. But I will have the contact phone numbers for over there and here. And I'm sure my mods will help me with that. Not a problem. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't actually say anything about, does it? Does it say anything about you can't sign it if you're... Oh, let me have a look now. Now you got me thinking. That's a good question. I don't know, because I sign things from petitions in America too. Sorry, give me a sec. It actually does not state that you can't sign it if you're not that I can see. It actually doesn't state. Thank you, Zelda. I appreciate that, love. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. So we shall... Oh, yes. So this is the plans of my channel. And then once a month, depending on what you all want, but once a month I would like to just do a show like I did the other night, where we just have a chit chat about anything and everything. I will leave it all up to all you guys in chat. We'll just start a live and see where it takes us, what we'll talk about. Anything you guys want to know, anything I can help you with, any suggestions for help for the channel. As I said, this channel's not just my channel, it belongs to all you guys. And I will stick by that, no matter how many others come along. But yes, anything you want to bring up, you're more than welcome to do. And I hope you know that. I also have now set the rules for here. I will not tolerate doxing of anybody or anybody's personal information here. If anybody comes up on panel, becomes abusive, they'll be dropped and booted out very quickly. I won't tolerate any disrespect towards any of you guys in chat. I will not tolerate anybody being disrespected because their opinions are different. Even if their opinions are different than mine, please feel free to say what your opinion is, no matter how different from mine it is. This is how we learn. This is how we gather information. None of us can be right. None of us can be wrong, especially when it comes to crimes, because we weren't there, so we don't know. So, yes, please feel free to suggest anything. I now have a new Facebook page dedicated for the crimes under investigation that I started. And I've put all my links now, my Twitter and all the rest of it. So, like I said, I'm going to get this up and running well and truly now and spend my time on this, as well as my horses and my grandkids. But yes, this will be my job now. So any suggestions, feel free to say it. And hopefully you will come up and join me on panel. You don't have to show your face, not a problem. But do it at your own time. Please don't let me pressure you into doing that. And I truly hope you all feel comfortable and know that it definitely is a safe space here. Okay, so I will start this off now. This young man, Luke, who was 24, after work he went out with his girlfriend and he was still in his work clothes. Oh, thanks, babes, forever. But I would like to do more than just crimes, due to the fact that, as we all know, these crimes can be horrific and they do take a toll on all of us. And we need to check on each other to make sure that we're all coping, that we can have a break and have a laugh and a chat, and that it's not always about me presenting something for you guys. It's about you guys being involved and talking to me and saying what you feel or what you want, or if there's anything bothering you to where you can talk about it, or if you feel safe enough to talk about it. If you're having a hard time or you just want to offload. But I feel once a month we should do that. Just have a relaxed time and just chit chat and see where it leads us. So we had that break from this. The educated ones about you guys are so beautiful. The educational ones about DV and the other stuff, I will talk to you whether you want me to do them live or just do a video on them. I prefer lives. I am hopeless when it comes to the silly part about it is I can do a live, no problem. When I go to do a video and I start it, I stare at the camera and go, I get camera shy all of a sudden. It's just weird. But we will work that out as we go. So, Doodlebug, how are you? Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. So I shall. Oh, actually, I haven't heard from Joe either. Has anybody heard from Joe? Oh, there you go. I heard from him the other night. I haven't heard from him. Jilt. Is that Jilt? Hello, love, and welcome. Glad you could join us. Doodlebug, I didn't have you, sweetheart. Your mum did. But thank you for joining us. Oh, thank you, Zelda. That was lovely of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You guys are amazing. So, sorry, Jilt. I had to say it. Thank you, Zelda. I appreciate that so much. Actually, just checking. Sorry, guys. There is no mods in here, is there? Oh, yes, Cece, you're a mod. I thought you were. I had to just check that, hon, because it doesn't show up on this one. But it shows up on the other one. Getting myself confused. Yes. Thank you once again, Cece, for being my mod. I appreciate it. Don't understand. Doodlebug, I thought he was banned for 7 days, love. He said that the other day, that he couldn't go live for 7 days. Because he was up here with me on, not yet, was it yesterday? Thank you, Cece. Oh, it did get lifted, did it? That is fantastic. Oh, that's good. That is really good. I thought it might have been because I noticed the video was back on. Well, I accessed the video that he said that they were talking about. It's such a silly thing that you can't say the C word. It's got to be Rona or just avoid it altogether. But we had this discussion the other day about you can't say certain words, which is so ridiculous because the things we need to talk about openly to make people more comfortable to be able to talk about issues, especially world issues, as in DV, we shouldn't have to abbreviate that. As I was saying, like years ago, that was suppressed and nobody spoke about it. And it was all done behind closed doors. And when, men weren't allowed to do it and they started doing something about it, women still wouldn't come forward because they weren't treated properly. It's taken many years to get to here, and we're going to suppress it. Totally unfair. He really did nothing wrong. There are so many really wrong things to say, and that should not be one of them. Yeah, I know, Zelda. The sad. That's what I was saying to him the other night because I do remember him saying that. and so did the other guy who I can't remember his name, I apologise, that was on there with him, and they said it so innocently. Only, in Joe's defence, he did not know that he could not mention the C part of it. So it is just totally ridiculous. As I said, how do we discuss things? How do we educate people? How do we teach people to come forward and not be ashamed if we can't talk about it or we've got to abbreviate words? It's just putting shame on victims again. And I don't think that's fair. I mean, maybe they should go out and talk to victims, and I don't know. I mean, mainstream media won't report on certain things either. Why did they got to do it on here? I don't understand that. I really don't. Good on you, Cece. That's good. You had a good New Year's, love. That's lovely. Don't apologise. Please don't apologise. I'm glad you did. I got on the hard stuff, coffee. I don't drink. I beg your pardon. Last year, when we were bringing in 2023, I had a couple of drinks with my daughter, Charlene. So I drink probably once every 4 or 5 years. So, but good for you, Cece. And like I said, I hope everybody else had a wonderful New Year's and a beautiful Christmas. You all deserve it. You're such beautiful, amazing people. I'm drinking hot tea now. Hello, Wisdom, darling. How are you, sweetheart? And yes, Wisdom, they are beautiful people. You're all beautiful people to me, to everyone. And I hope you guys never forget that. As I said, you sincerely all have touched my heart. And I am sincerely honoured. So now I will get into this case. Otherwise, I'm going to sit here and rant and just talk. But I will talk to you all after I do this case for you. This here is Luke Gilbert. He was 24 at the time. Luke Gilbert was travelling around Australia, but working as he went around. He's originally from Perth, Western Australia, here in Australia. And he was at work and went from work to out to a pub at Airlie Beach with his girlfriend, still in his work clothes. A pub is a hotel. So they were drinking at one pub and had enough there and walked to the next pub. As I said, Luke was still in his work clothes, not a confrontational guy, and I need that to be known. So while he was walking in an area that is a nightlife area where there's clubs and pubs, he was walking past two policemen and they bumped shoulders. The policeman turned around. Now I've got to get this right. And said something. I'll tell you what he said shortly. And Luke said something. And then while he's walking past the police, he has a little pocket knife on him for work. He uses it at work. It is a 7-inch blade, not a big knife, and he was holding his jumper over it, so trying to hide it from the police. When this exchange happened, he showed the knife, but he had it holding it down on his side, facing down. Within 20 seconds, the police had shot at him. 5 shots rang out. They hit this guy 3 times in the chest. Within 20 seconds of that whole exchange, they didn't taser him. He wasn't going for them. He didn't have the knife out at them. Nothing. So, but I will read you the full story of that puts it all into context. Let me go to the right one. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. This happened on the 1st of October, 2022. I might add, there has also been a lot of shootings in Queensland. It is one of the highest states here. When I last looked at it, they had 14 shootings by police, opposed to where I live in Victoria, there was 2, I believe, and the next highest state would be New South Wales, which had 8. So they had doubled New South Wales shootings. It's getting beyond the joke. But there's a whole twist to this too, I might add. Let me share this with you. Share screen. Not that one, not that one. Oh, that one. Doing so well. I've changed all this, I'm sorry. Okay, so can you all see that? If not, I'll take this banner off just while I do this. Can you all see this and read it? I'm going to read it to you. I just want to know that you can see it, or would you like me to remove Luke here, who's having a beer with us? I have spoken to Luke's mother, by the way, his family is just the most beautifulest family, who are so very close, so very loving. What is happening? My comments are not showing. Yes, you can say thank you, Cece. Sorry. Okay, so cops who shot dead a tradie, 24, who moved towards them with a knife in a holiday town, threatened to sue the man's parents. You've got to love that, don't you? It's not the first one I should have read. 2 police officers involved in the fatal shooting of 24-year-old man who was brandishing a knife. This is what this reads. But I'll read you the inquest bit. Who was brandishing, God, now I've lost it, brandishing a knife and taunting them in a nightclub present, had threatened to sue his parents. Luke Gilbert from Western Australia was in Airlie Beach in North Queensland in October 2022, the 1st of October. It was just after midnight. When he was shot by Senior Constable David Murray and Constable Liam Forster. Police say Mr. Gilbert, who was working in nearby Townsville, approached officers armed with a pocket knife before allegedly threatening them and refusing to drop the weapon, which is not exactly what happened. This picture here, this, I don't know if you can see the woman with him there is his mother. And of course, another picture of Luke. One witness claimed he heard Mr. Gilbert yell, shoot me," before moving towards the officers. The two police officers are now threatening to sue Mr. Gilbert's parents, Darren and Nicola Gilbert, for $500,000 over posts and an online petition they made, which they allege contains false and defamatory claims. Lawyers for the officers had previously called for an apology over the post, but Mr. Gilbert's parents refused, and good on them. He then unclipped a pre-inquest hearing in April heard Mr. Gilbert brushed past the officers on the entertainment precinct street and was crossing the road when officers asked him what was on his belt, which is not what came out in the inquest, I might add. He then unclipped the knife from his belt to show them what it was and moved towards the officers on Chute Harbour Road about 12:20 as they repeatedly told him to put the weapon down. His family claims he used the knife in his work as a tradie. A man who was filming himself eating the kebab nearby managed to catch the gunshots on video. A number of shots can be heard fired, with the men repeatedly exclaiming, "They just effing shot him." It is understood the knife allegedly used had a blade between 4 and 7 centimetres and a black handle. Centimetres, I said inches, didn't I? These are his parents, Darren and Nicola. Two mates, Bud Norris and Cade Luck, were on the night out in a popular town when they heard the shots ring out. They claim they saw a man move across the road with a knife in his hand. He's like, shoot me, Mr. Norris told the Courier Mail. The witnesses said they heard police tell him to put the knife down and fired a warning shot as he moved towards the officers, and then bang bang after he kept coming at them, Mr. Luck said. The pair thought fireworks had gone off in the street. And of course, this is Luke here again. A volley of 5 shots were fired by the officers, with 3 hitting Mr. Gilbert in the upper right chest before he dropped to the ground, the court heard. Oh, and what they did after it will blow your mind. So-called police officers. Lawyers for the officers claim the post had caused them harm, and they were concerned about the hatred directed towards them as the inquest into the shooting looms. The post had abused and vilified the officers, according to Queensland Police Union President Shane Pryor. Those 2 officers involved remain deeply affected by the incident that occurred when the offender brandishing a knife left police with no other choice, he said. And do you hear what happened? Mr. Gilbert said she broke down in tears when she learned of the potential lawsuit. Following legal notice, the couple have removed the post in question. An inquest into the shooting will be held in August that will seek to determine whether police were forced to shoot Mr. Gilbert. Excuse me, guys, sorry. It will also review whether the officers acted in accordance with police policies, whether their actions were appropriate, and whether their training was sufficient. Which you gotta love. Police, investigating police, should never happen. It is insane, isn't it, Zelda? These police officers want to sue the parents of, like, as if they're not going through enough. The sad part is, as we know, well, here in Australia, I'll just say here in Australia, police are taught that they are to de-escalate, not to escalate anything. That they must back away and talk people down. Victoria has been through a whole big overall about it and about pulling out guns, etc., etc. So, apparently not what they go by up there. But the exchange that is in this is not exactly true because it does come out in the inquest. And sadly, what they did after they had shot him, I might add. It will also seek to determine whether policies and training should be reviewed to prevent a similar incident. Well, they should be. I'm just going to say that now. So, now I need to find here it is. And I will show it to you in a minute when it shares. And this is when you find out the truth. Yes, thank you everybody for coming. Okay, so inquest into police shooting told tradie Luke Gilbert challenged officers after tough guy comment. A lawyer has asked a police officer who shot dead a tradie at a popular beach town whether he believed his death may have been suicide by cop. Luke Gilbert, 24, is alleged to have approached two officers with a knife at Airlie Beach in North Queensland just after midnight on October the 1st last year before. Within 20 seconds, the carpenter was dead after being shot in the chest 3 times. Oh, I just said the words I'm not allowed to say. By Senior Constable David Murray and Constable Liam Forster, who were patrolling the nightclub precinct on Shute Harbour Road. And yes, I know this overlaps with what I was talking about, reading before, sorry. A 5-day coronial inquest sitting in Cairns this week is examining how the interaction between the trio turned deadly and whether the officers complied with the relevant policies and procedures. The Cairns Coroner's Court heard Mr. Gilbert, who had been drinking for several hours, made contact with Senior Constable Murray's shoulder as he walked past. And just think about it, just slightly bumped. Mr. Gilbert said, "Excuse me," and continued to walk away. And Constable Forster addressed him. I said, "All right, tough guy," Constable Forster told the court. Sounds like a policeman de-escalating. My problem lies that this officer knew he was in a, what do they call it, a nightclub area where people were out drinking and walking, going from club to club, who had 90% of them would be intoxicated or have some sort of alcohol in them. And this officer decides to make what I would call a smart remark, which he shouldn't have done that, to escalate somebody that, of course, had consumed alcohol. And we know what males are like. And I apologise to males. I'm not saying all males, but even women, when they consume alcohol and somebody knocks into them, we know there are some that will fire up over it. This policeman who should have no alcohol in him, who has been taught to de-escalate things, decides to make a smart comment and call him a tough guy. The cold hurt and Mr. Gilbert then approached the officers. He had one hand over his jumper, which was covering the knife, and he said something confrontational. Come on, shoot me or something. Funny how they don't remember what he said. He pulled a knife out from underneath his jumper, Constable Forster said. Police body worn vision shown to the court shows Mr. Gilbert approaching the officers with the knife to his side as the pair backed away, shouting, "Armed police, put down the knife," several times. So he wasn't holding it out. He wasn't threatening them with it. He had it down by his side, pointed to the ground. Yes, that I 100% agree with that. He was antagonising him. He pulled the knife out from. Sorry. So yes, to his side as the pair backed away, shouting, "Armed police, put down the knife," several times. Mr. Gilbert can be heard saying, "Shoot me, effing, come on, shoot me," before he was shot 3 times in the chest by the officers, but they shot 5 times. It is ridiculous. Yes, a person who engages a response from police to shoot him so he can die, potentially, Constable Forster replied. With the benefit of hindsight, do you consider that you may have applied in this instance? So, what they're saying is Luke here wanted to be passed over by a police himself. That's not true, according to his parents. Especially his mum, like I said, who I've spoken to. Luke had everything to live for. I think this comment from Luke, myself in reading everything that went on, was him in disbelief, thinking that they weren't going to do that. He had the knife down. It was pointed to the ground. I think probably because he had a bit of alcohol in him. As much as that policeman antagonised him, I think he was trying to antagonise the police. Yes, they do, CC. And this is where they got the truth about the exchange of the constable, who didn't say it in his reports about the exchange and him calling him a tough guy and everything. That'll come out in the body cam footage. And so because they said originally that he come at it with a knife pointed at them, but it shows in the body cam that he actually had the knife down on his side, down to the side of him. And he was walking to him. He wasn't running. He was just slowly walking to him, and they were backing away. Yes, they do carry tasers, so they could have tasered him. They didn't have to shoot. And to shoot 5 shots and 3 hit him, that is just outrageous to me. Barrister Joshua Trevino for the Gilbert family objected to the question and it was left unanswered. So, Deputy State Coroner Stephen Gallagher later questioned Constable Forster. I am struggling to understand what you thought you would achieve by calling him tough guy, except to anger him, she said, which is exactly why he did it. Constable Forster told the court he did not think it would anger Mr. Gilbert. Now, I'm sorry. I'm not a policeman. Anybody with common sense knows that if you're walking through an area that is full of nightclubs and pubs, that the people coming out of there or walking past you have a high chance of having consumed alcohol. You know, if they bump into you or you accidentally bump into them, to not make a comment, to not make a smart comment. And police know that. As I said, they're trained here to de-escalate. Did you hear the strike was lifted? Yes, Wisdom. That is great news. That is fantastic news. I'm happy for him. He was so stressed about that. That is great. So the key points. Police officers shot Luke Gilbert unalive at Airlie Beach last October after he allegedly approached them with the knife. They make it sound, and this is the bit that must be annoying his family because I know it's annoying me. They make it sound like he was coming at them with the knife, pointed towards them. Body-worn camera vision played in court showed Mr. Gilbert telling the officers to shoot him before he was shot 3 times in the chest. One of the officers involved was questioned about his interactions with Mr. Gilbert ahead of the fatal shooting. I've said it all this time. I'm not going to stop now. So there is major issues with this, and I can see why his family is fighting. Luke did not deserve this at all. And just one, I'll tell you what Luke was like. As I said, I have I've been spoken to his mother, and his mother said I could read this for you. If I can, oh, there it is. Nope, that's not it. Sorry, guys, just bear with me. Oh dear. I can remember it. His mother said that Luke was the kind of fella that would help anybody. He would do anything for anybody. He would put, as she said, anybody first. He loved his family. He loved being around his family. He loved spending time with his family. He's very family orientated. As I said, the family is extremely close. They're such a beautiful family. him and his brother. Luke used to like fishing, camping. He was very polite, very respectful. And like I said, he was travelling around Australia, but working his way around Australia. Hence why he was in Queensland. As I said, he originally comes from Perth, Western Australia. So, yeah, sadly, a guy that did not deserve this, and as I said, he was out with his girlfriend that night. Now, if we have a look at their Facebook, this is when things start to get really interesting. But he was drunk. Police should know better. Yeah, 100% CC. This is my biggest issue. Had that policeman not made that smart comment, none of that would have taken place. If the policeman had not called him a tough guy. Why? Because the policeman got his nose out of joint? I mean, all Luke said was, "Excuse me." I don't know how him saying, "Excuse me," no matter how he said it, give that policeman the right, knowing the area he was in, to call him a tough guy. And actually, when you think about even the comment, you know how that policeman would have said it. Me too, Wisdom. It's like, are you kidding me? You're going to sue his parents after shooting their son. It is just ridiculous. So, give me a second, I'll find. I mean, his brother, his whole family have gone, as I said, they were extremely close and such a beautiful family. They really loved each other. And here's the other thing, his mum was telling me that he walked up to his auntie's boyfriend or his auntie's new husband, and Luke put his arm around him and said, "Can I call you uncle?" "Oh, no, you know I love you, uncle." He is, like she said, very family orientated, and he's one to show his love. He's not scared to show feelings. When he went somewhere, he would, and she said, I know a lot of people say this, but he would literally light up the room and get everybody involved. He loved talking to people. But there is, see now, totally ridiculous. Totally ridiculous and could have been totally avoided if certain people checked their egos at the door. Being a cop does not put you above. Thank you. I 100% agree, Zelda. Especially here in Australia, like I said, Victorian police had a big overhaul a few years ago because there was shootings by police here that they thought was too many, so the police were all retrained, every one of them, and they were all overhauled. And at the end of the day, I mean, that, like they said in that inquest, and I don't know how they got to that. Have you heard of suicide by cop? Well, why? He, he had everything to live for. It makes absolutely no sense. And at the end of the day, it wasn't him looking for problems. If the policeman hadn't have made the comment in the first place, none of the interaction would have happened. He should have just kept walking. Yep, see, you're exactly right. Another young life taken unnecessarily. But then to turn around and say, we're going to sue his family because they said something we don't like. Well, at least you get to live. At least you get to go home every night. It's sad. But if you look at this, share this again for you. I just got to get the right Facebook now. Is it that one? Yes. God, they've made this harder now to share. Oh, I might take that banner off too. So just for this bit. Excuse me, Luke, I'll just take you off for a minute, sweetheart. So, as you can read here, 7 people have been shot by police in Queensland this year, which was last year. This was 4 days ago. 5 were fatal. That's more than in any other state in Australia. It's also where no police have been charged with killing someone. That really speaks for itself, which is true. I mean, why is nothing done? Why so many shootings? I mean, if you know Queensland, you know Australia, that is a lot of, that's outrageous, an amount of shootings. There are never any charges brought against cops who pass over in Queensland, pass other people over in Queensland. As previously mentioned, the only cop to be charged with any offence in relation to our son's passing was the cop who was convicted of computer hacking, and even then his case had been distanced from Luke's case by completely omitting this evidence from the investigation. If you want to make a change, then you have to make a change, which I agree. But see, that says 7, and I have an article that says overall prior to this that there were 14 shootings in Queensland, which means with that 7 on there, they say 7 this year, but I found one that says 14. So every one of these is a Queensland cop or police staff member who was charged with an offence during 2023, including 2 just today, ranging from drink driving, computer hacking and theft to weapon charges, assault and the R word. Imagine how many go unreported or have no action taken. Imagine how many crimes are being committed by cops who kill that get ignored because that would create far too much attention. You see where the issue lies? Yeah, that's right, Zelda. What do they have to apologise for? this is sad. Just me just me writing a list of all the things I never want to do again in 2024. Most people are sitting around eating chocolate for breakfast and not knowing what day it is. I'm here researching police corruption in Queensland. And sadly, this is his mum and dad's life now. We took Luke's Christmas tree to his memorial camp and we left him a rock. There were tears as we listened to his playlist and searched the sky for his star, but it was beautiful and peaceful. But there is updates on this, which I'm trying to find for you. There are chilling detail after a man shot dead. Oh no, this isn't him. This is a different one. Police shoot knife-wielding man dead outside pub in Bowen, south of Townsville. And that guy was 56. This gets ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But they do have updates in this now. From what I know, what Nicola has told me and what I have read, Nicola being his mum. Okay. Okay, I'll read you this bit. Since we found out about the cop who was found guilty of computer hacking in our son's case, not only searching Luke, so he searched up their son prior to this event, but also a woman he matched with on Tinder. We have been made aware of other incidents where police have searched people on social media as well after they have come into contact with them during the course of their job. You only have to search police media releases or read a number of reports into the scale of the problem to see how many cops are doing this. There is a problem with this, and I don't know whether I should say it or not because I don't know if it's up here yet or not. It seems these police are trying to sue his parents. I there was I know one of the policemen. I might just put it this way. I know one of the policemen were watching Luke and his girlfriend having breakfast. There is some connection with the police officer and Luke's girlfriend. That would make it easier, and I think I'll just leave it at that because I don't think it's no longer on here. And I probably should have looked for it before I started this, actually. And that is the other issue with this, is that what I just said, the connection. This is very heartbreaking. This really got to me, this case. And you think to yourself, how do you fight police? How do you fight a police force? How do you make people listen? Where is the common sense? I mean, I know people are listening, but meaning the police force. Police should, because it was police that investigated the police, which is never going to work in a million years. You can't have police investigate police. Now, a police commissioners believing that a coroner would be biased against police because her family have been affected by police brutality really doesn't show just how egotistical the police organisation really is. Would it be okay if she hadn't seen it for herself and therefore more likely be on their side? That wouldn't be a perception of bias at all. Just but somewhere, and if I find it, I will verify it. That's all right, CC. Thank you very much for being here, sweetheart. Have a lovely day. Take care until I see you next time. Love you, beautiful lady, and thank you so much for your support. I so very much appreciate it. It means so much to me. We will see you soon. Thanks, love. So, yeah, hopefully I will find if it's still up here, because I really don't want to go into that too much if it's not up here. However, you can go to their Facebook page, which is Justice for Luke, and go through it yourself. They do have some updates and whatnot, and I hope people will go over there and support the family and sign the petition. And as I said before, I checked, and it doesn't say that you can't sign it if you're not from Australia or Queensland or whatever. So I would appreciate if you could all do that for me. This family deserves the support. My heart breaks for them. And I just can't get past the whole if it wasn't for that one policeman making that remark, that whole interaction would never have happened. He would still be alive, no matter what way you look at it. So he instigated that whole thing. It's ridiculous. And no charges have been laid against him. No, he's still got his job. It's ridiculous. It's sad. And it seems to happen quite a lot. just see if I can find the no. I'm trying to see if I can find the here I've shared this. Um Parents of Luke Gilbert, man killed in Queensland police shooting, marked 1 year since his death. When Nicola and Darren Gilbert talk about their memories of their son Luke, who was fatally shot by police in Queensland 1 year ago, they light up with pride, and they honestly do. The parents remember how their son would lay a wreath at the Mandara War Memorial every Remembrance Day in memory of a late friend who served in the Navy before going back to the RSL to chat with the old guys. They remember how much he loved campaigning and his adventurous spirit. He was funny, Mr. Gilbert said. You could have a laugh with Luke. Everybody loved him. He made friends everywhere he went because he travelled a lot, and he made friends wherever he went. He was well thought of. If he walked in a room, he lit it up. He really did. Sunday marked 1 year since the former Halls Head College student was passed over in a police shooting while in the nightlife area of Airlie Beach in Queensland, leaving behind his parents and siblings Zach and Katie. Luke drove to the Sunshine State to embark on a work holiday, leaving his job as a cabinet maker and shoplifter in Perth to work in Townsville. His mum's such a beautiful looking lady. Both of them are just, their whole family is just gorgeous. He planned to travel north and then down New South Wales Central Coast, where the Gilbert family had first lived after migrating from the UK in 2023. He was 24, brought himself a $45,000 Hilux because he actually said to me, I'm over the pubs and clubs, Dad. I just want to travel Australia before I settle down and have kids. I don't want to look back when I'm older and say I should have done it, Mr. Gilbert said. But just after midnight on October the 1st, Luke's adventure came to a sudden end when he was passed over by two police officers in the Holiday Towns nightclub precinct. His Meadow Springs based parents have been left to make sense of how less than 20 seconds after an initial mundane interaction with police, their son was dead. Excuse me. Um, they described the year since Luke's passing as hell. It's financially draining, it's emotionally draining, it's physically draining, Mr. Gilbert said. You just don't have the capacity to do anything else. Luke's parents have continued to question why the police did not use non-lethal tactics such as a taser and have started a petition to launch an independent inquiry into the shooting, which has attracted more than 30,000 signatures. A 5-day inquest into the incident was held at the Cairns Coroner's Court in August, with findings yet to be delivered. According to ABC News reports covering the inquest, the court was told Luke allegedly approached the police officer Constable, Liam Forster and Sergeant, we know all that, while in possession of a knife he was only in possession of, but he wasn't attacking them at all. He was just a baby. Was it very sad. According to reports, Constable Forster said, "All right, tough guy," and Luke, who had been drinking since 5 p.m., and this is now 12 o'clock at night, and Constable Forster, who's sober, and a policeman that is trained to de-escalate, has to make that smart remark to somebody who'd been drinking. Anyway, sadly, turned around and walked back to the officers. Constable Foster asked Luke what he was holding before he allegedly pulled a utility knife, which a 7 centimetre blade, which his family said he regularly had on him from under his jumper. From under his jumper, and approached the officers with it to his side as they backed away and shouted several times, "Armed police, put down your knife." I don't get it if he's holding the knife down. You will never convince me that they couldn't taser him or they couldn't have talked him down. I don't believe Luke was going to attack them with the knife. I don't believe that's what he was doing at all. I just think this, in my opinion, this policeman had a chip on his shoulder, hence the remark of, "Okay, tough guy." I think it's incredibly unnecessary what they did. And I still believe this policeman should be charged, since he started the chain of events. I just think it's ridiculous, and the other things that are tied into it. But like I said, go to the Facebook page and go through the Facebook page. You'll get a gist of some things. I won't mention the girlfriend's name, her identity, or anything else. But hopefully it's still on Facebook. But like I said, apparently one of the policemen was spying on Luke and his girlfriend having breakfast that morning. So, and there had been some interaction between, apparently, allegedly, some interaction between the girlfriend, not while she was with Luke, I might add, the girlfriend and the police officer. So, just a very sad case. And I pray there is some justice for his family. And these police are either taken off the force or something. I mean, how many more people have to lose their life? How many more young people have to lose their life? It is ridiculously sad. 100% agree with you. This is the one story I do want to get out. So please, if you can, share it for me, or not for me, for Luke, for his family. But I'm going to ask a few other creators to see if they will cover this for me too, who have bigger audiences, to get this out. Any help for his parents, his family, That's all who it's for. Everybody's gone quiet. Are we all still here? Oh, thank you, Wisdom. I appreciate that, love. Thank you so, so much. I very much appreciate that. Thank you so much. I take it, is Joe live by any chance? You was driving to pick up groceries, were you, Zelda? You was listening. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, I pray for the family too. Thank you, Wisdom. Do we know if Joe's live? I feel bad if he's going live and. Oh my God. Let me check. He's live. We can go and haunt him. Oh, I'm not even on there. I just don't want to do that to him. No. I'm all right with it. Sorry. That's his old one. He sure is. I don't know if he is live. Not that I can see he's live, not as yet. I can find out if he's. It's not ringing. Hello? 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 Is this Joe? Yes, I can hear you. Are you going live, are you? Hey? Hello? Oh, hello? Oh, he hung up on me. Oh, no, I just hung up on him. Oh, good God. I muted it. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Joe?
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Are you
How are you?
I'm good. Are you going live, are you?
I will be. Yes, ma'am, I will be. I am. Apology last night said they were wrong. They reinstated everything. The strike was taken off, so I'm good to go.
All right. How long before you go live?
I got to do a few things around the house still, but then I will be. Let's see, it's going on 3 o'clock here now, so probably within the next hour or so.
Oh, okay. I was just checking because They told me your ban was lifted because I'm live. Look, say hello to everybody. There you go. Yeah, so Wisdom and that told me your ban was lifted.
Yes.
And that,
Yes, last around I was on Discord, and I had Sherry on there with me and Molly, and I was incessantly checking the emails to see if anything had gone through, and it finally did. I jumped out of my pants. I was so excited.
I just wanted to check so I didn't, because I'm live now and I don't want to, I won't cross over when you're going live.
Oh, I know. It's okay. How long do you plan on being live? I'll wait for you if that's okay.
Oh, no, I'm nearly finished. I just wanted to do this case I was talking about to you the other day, so I've done that. We're just chatting at this point. But
Yeah,
I thought I'd check, and then I'll come over there and annoy you.
Never an annoyance to me. Never annoying. I'm excited for that. So yeah, I got to put things around here to get things together, and then I will be there.
Okie dokies. Well, we shall see you there.
All right, my dear. I can't wait. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you all, everybody else as well, very soon.
You will. All right. Bye, love.
Bye bye.
Thank God. Sorry, guys. I just thought I'd check. I don't like doing lives when somebody else is doing lives that we're all connected to. It makes it too hard on everybody to. Shouldn't have to choose. I would never make any of you do that. But I'm so glad his band is lifted. Well, I feel good now that I've done this case. I've been hanging on to this case for a little while now and promised his mum I would do it. I actually asked his mum if she minded if I'd do this, so hopefully it will get out more and more. And yes, Zelda, he probably is getting coffee. I'm the same now. I need my coffee. Had to grab my coffee before I started. Now it's cold. Oh, well. All right, my darlings. I'm an OG. I followed you, and there you go. From that bad channel. Gee, what bad channel would that be, Wisdom? I know what bad channel you're talking about, love. I was being funny. That bad channel that's no longer here? In saying that, that really wasn't a bad channel to start with. I think things got to somebody's head, and with the smoking and all the other stuff, he got lost. He got so caught up in himself and lost, sadly. But in saying that too, you know what put me off of that was the abuse towards how he spoke to anybody that upset him or said the wrong thing in chat. And then, don't get me wrong, he was always polite to me. He never said one word out of place to me. Funny enough. But I know he yelled at Joe, which he had no right to do. And unfortunately, I didn't see that. I wasn't there when that happened. But I had seen him do it quite a lot to quite a lot of people. So, I mean, you reap what you sow. I suppose that's why he no longer has a channel. And the sad part is the other one that was hooked up with him at that point, who is still hooked up to him, who has blinders on, sadly, who had been through quite a lot in her life. And it's kind of in that kind of relationship again, really, when you think about it. It's sad, really. Don't even know if he's on Thingo anymore, is he? What is it? Was it Tumblr? Or the other one or the other. But yes, you could see the other one change with him. Oh, is he? You see the other one change with him though. How she was lovely when she first started, but once she hooked up, her attitude and the way she spoke. Oh, did they? Ah, there you go. Wow, I'll be. But the yeah, as I was saying about the other one, she completely changed, and even the way she spoke to people and that, she become I just know I wouldn't change like that. I didn't like the way she was talking down to people. I didn't like the way she was making jokes. She sounded so much like him, and he would encourage it. But even the way he spoke to her, like, I'm sorry you wouldn't get away with speaking to me like that. I would not tolerate it. And probably most of us wouldn't, especially most of us that have been through DV and come out the other side. It's sad. I think she went from one toxic. Yeah, me too. 100%. Absolutely 100%. Yeah, I think so too, Wisdom. Honestly think so too. But when you have people that you're friends with that you're promoting on your channel, and then the next minute they're fighting, and then another one comes along and you're fighting, you got to start looking at yourself going, well, hang on, this keeps happening and I'm the main denominator in all of this. It's time to look at myself and change how I treat people. Oh yeah, 100%, Zelda. It is. It is, but I don't think he is what he projected to be at all. You know, I'm all for victims. I stand up for victims, like um, Dunwell's sister and that. And then look how he spoke to him. Me too, Zelda. I do too. I don't understand, and I will never understand. And it's still happening. As I said, I want people to pick up this case that have bigger channels than me and get it out. And I think a lot of these creators forget it is not their case. You don't own the case, regardless if you were the first one to report on it or not. Excuse me. It's like it's something personal. This case means a lot to me, but it means more to the parents. It's about the parents, it's about the family, it's about Luke himself. The trouble is, I see so much now, like, and I'm not going to name her name, who carries on like, I'm the one that got this one first, so don't you touch it or else you will pay the price for it. If you cared anything at all about these people, these victims, these missing people, these crimes, you wouldn't care who else was getting it out there. You wouldn't care how many subscribers they had. You would want anybody and everybody to push it out there. That's right, Wisdom. She sure does. And that's exactly what I want. I want people to use my videos. By all means, take them, use them if they need them. I mean, they probably do better videos than me, but if anybody needs my videos, I'm not going to stop them. I'm not going to copyright them. I'm not going to worry about it. By all means, use them, take them. Get these stories out there. Get these victims out there. Get every bit helps. I don't get the arguments and the carry on between channels about who's doing what. Oh, you can't cover that case. I covered that case first. It is not your case. Like you have some claim on it. But you love and care about these victims. You love and care about their families and their loved ones. At what point? Because if you cared, you'd be saying, get it out, get it out, get it out to as many people as possible. Please share it, do anything. It's all just like I keep saying, people on YouTube need to raise the bar. At the point you're going to do this, do it with a duty of care. And your first duty of care, if you're in this genre, is to the victims first, their families, and getting the story out as best you can. It's but it seems to be all about money pinching now. Oh, they're out there making money. Oh, look how much they've made on it. They're taking money from me by putting this one out as well. Shouldn't be about the money. And you shouldn't be counting other people's money. I don't care who's making what. Good luck to them. Just get it out there. Getting justice should be the agenda. Absolutely. 100%. Couldn't said it better myself. And that's all it should be about, is getting justice and getting the missing out there as much as you can, covered, to get it out to as many people as you can, to get them home quickly and hopefully safely. But regardless whether it's safe or not, they need to come home. They deserve to come home. Their families deserve to know where they are. And for those who didn't make it, they deserve to be laid to rest. The community just needs to learn to come together more and share more, not watch each other and be jealous of each other. Exactly, wisdom. Daniel Robertson is one I quite often think of. Quite often, and he's actually on the start on my intro. And his dad, what his dad is doing is absolutely, I feel sorry for his dad. But yes, we must cover Daniel Robertson. Yeah, Dylan Rounds did that to me too. I think Dylan Rounds touched more people because he was everybody's brother, young brother, and because he was young running a farm. But look at the attacks on his poor mum, and that's the other thing I will never understand is attacking the parents, like Dylan Rounds' mum, like some of the people that tried to get people on board that she had unalived him or arranged for him to be unalived. Absolutely ridiculous. She wasn't even there. People really need to look and just go by facts. He was such a good looking boy too, and by God, he must have worked hard because he did have respect there. He had respect on other farms that he had worked on. You know Daniel Robertson's family or Dylan Rounds' family, Wisdom? He was a hard-working kid, Doodlebug. Absolutely hard-working kid. For him to go out there and take that on his own, that's one hell of a kid in my books. Yeah, it hurt me too, Wisdom. I didn't understand it. Did not understand it. And she did. She sure did. And I think that's why a lot of people, not a lot of people, but why people got their backs up about her, because they're not used to such a strong woman. And good for her. Yeah. 2 cases. Who are these cases? Oh, so you know the Robertsons. Oh, Wisdom, my heart goes out to you. I know more about his dad than his mum. I know his dad went out his dad goes out there searching for it. His dad has never given up. I think the way the police treated that was absolutely 100% appalling. It is ridiculous the way to say that he ran off or whatever and the car accident was him, and no, I don't believe that. You only had to look at it. Michael Von, Monkey Von, heartbreaking. Two 5-year-old children, but parents-wise, totally different. Like chalk and cheese, isn't it? And look, do I believe Candace and Don are absolute bad parents that didn't care about their kids? 100%. Would I have them around my kids? Not in a million years. But in saying that, I've got to say this. I still remember the initial report, the first day that happened. And it was reported that 5-year-old child went missing, and one of the brothers seen her walking down the driveway. And that was the last they seen. Now, I remember that, and I've never been able to find it since. And my daughter was sitting with me when we heard it. She remembers it too. Now, here's the thing. You can believe they're the worst parents in the world, etc., etc. They may have done something to her, but there's always that, what if she did go down that driveway and it was a means of opportunity, or somebody hit her and put her in the car and whatever. There's always that little slither of, Candace might have gone out to get some drugs or something, and she's ran down the driveway chasing Mum or gone looking for her because the boys were too busy watching the game. But, or like all of us think, they did something. Yeah, they make me sadder. I, to this day, will never understand how a mother, a father, could look at their child and unalive them or hurt them in any way, shape, or form. Why? If you want to pass yourself over, fine, go and do it. And I don't mean that the way it sounds. What annoys me is that they will take their children. If you are separated with each other, don't take it out on the children. They weren't in that relationship. They had nothing to do with it. The children shouldn't be paying your price. No, you're right. Mr. Robertson will never give up, and good for him. But his case needs to be covered again. So we do need to cover Daniel Robertson. Me too, Zelda. Yeah, it stuck out to me. wisdom, 100%. As soon as I saw that and heard what the police said, no, that's, you can clearly see that was deliberately set up. Really? Well, there probably wouldn't have been by the time they got out there, actually, come to think of it. And there, wasn't he talking to a girl, if I remember correctly? Wasn't Daniel apparently talking to a girl? Or am I remembering that wrong? Or he was going to meet a girl, was talking to a girl? Correct me. Yeah, that one hurt me too. I could have done Zelda. You're talking about Summer Wells. Could have. My only issue with that is the whole Sally thing. My only issue with that is Don and Candace. If they had sold her and she is still with us, I could see one of them slipping up or coming out with that to save themselves. I mean, it wouldn't be put that they, of course, sold her. There's my issue with that. But you can't say no to anything because he spoke about, didn't he? He spoke about being in a hotel when that was going on, when they were selling kids and whatnot. Like, this guy is not shy about anything. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Wisdom, you're right. But wasn't it a girl as in looking to hook up with or get into a relationship with or just friends? Because I took it as view of a relationship. Because I don't think they'd actually met yet, had they? Or had they? Excuse me for a minute, guys. I'm still here. He liked her, but she used it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I reckon he was set up. I sincerely reckon he was set up. 100%. She texted him and told him not to come back. You don't know what he had on him or anything. I know there was stuff in that car and out of the car that they found, but you don't know what else they actually took or whether she had a boyfriend that you just don't know. But see, he's another one. You can look at him, and even in his photos, you can see he's not. He is a loving type of man. He's not. I don't think he would be around conflict. I don't think he would have liked conflict. It's just how his demeanour comes across in photos. She told him to leave her alone, I think. Yeah, I vaguely remember something about that too. I don't know. He did not deserve to go missing. Yeah, see, it's funny because I can look at photos and photos say a lot. Unlike people think they don't, and you can get a general idea, and that's how he come across. He come across as a really caring person. Yeah, I know, love. I do know that. But he come across as a very caring person about others, and very much a likable person. And that's where his missing hand. I don't think he let that stop him from doing anything, personally. But see another beautiful family. And that's how he come across in his photos, sweet and kind. It's heartbreaking. If I was over there, I would have been out looking for him too. I would have been out there helping his dad. Not a problem. And look how many they did come across while his dad was. Could you imagine you're out there looking for your loved one, your son, and you come across body after body? That's a tough thing to go through. And his dad is such an amazing guy that thinks of everybody else first. When they bring up about him coming across these other bodies, he said, yes, and that's somebody's loved one. Now they know what happened to them, they can go home. So you can see where his son got it from. And oh my God, the toll it would take on them, especially his dad doing that. It's extremely sad. And I pray he is found. That's like God, my mind's gone blank. I can't think of her name. Where her sister went out looking for her with her husband all the time. Maya, Mia, what was her name? They come from Hawaii. Such beautiful family. Okay, wisdom. That's fantastic. Well, please pass on my love to him and let him know I pray for him and his son. If you can, please. Because I do think of Daniel quite a lot. You're more than welcome, love. He's more than welcome. It's the same as Dylan. Do you think what's his name will ever say where he is, or what he did with him, where he put him? I don't reckon he will. He hasn't so far, so I can't see him doing it. And you got to wonder if it was just him involved in that too, or was there somebody else involved in it? Brenna. No, I don't think Brenna will ever talk what happened to him. That was another bungled thing by the police, wasn't it? Told them to drive his car back home and all the rest of it. My God, she had to put up a fight. Hugs and prayers to the family. I am praying he is safe. Me too. Zelda, me too. I truly hope he's safe, Daniel, but you would assume if he was, I couldn't see him the type of kid that would not contact his dad or his mum. His dad and him seem to be extremely close. No, I don't think Brenna will ever talk. But I do wonder if Brenna was the only one that did that. If he was on his own, or somebody knew after the fact. I just have issues with a few things in that case, to be quite honest. I really do. Including the guns that were moved out to somebody else's place. After he goes missing, you're telling me that, because it doesn't take much common sense when we think about it, because I'm pretty sure if my neighbour went missing and then my other neighbour come to me and said, oh, look, I can't have these, can you watch these things for me? I would pretty quickly put two and two together and go, no, and then I'd be making the phone call. But no, he just took them and stored them for him. Yeah, no, you're telling me he didn't think that at all? If he didn't know? Me too, wisdom. Because I absolutely could not see how Breno could move him on his own either. Or pick him up. Or whatever. But even if he didn't have help, like I said, at the point he removed the GUNs over to and asked the other guy to keep them at his place, you're telling me at no point did he put two and two together. And come to think of it, he was interviewed by the police and not once mentioned them guns. He mentioned them the second time. It's just weird. And it doesn't take much common sense to work it out and put two and two together when you think about it. Something's, but we'll see. Actually, has anybody heard when that court case is at all? I've heard nothing about that, actually. That was another case that went so far down a rabbit hole, and oh my God. He also tried to give Brenner an alibi of the. Oh, yes, he did too. Forgot about that. Absolutely, he did. Yeah, not right. Not right at all. He knew. Absolutely, he knew. He had to have known. If not by directly asking him, he would have had to have known in his own gut, as they say, gut feeling. Unbelievable. Let's find out, see if we can find something about the court case and when it's meant to be, the trial. Yes, a case that went so left field that everybody was being blamed and the wrong people being blamed, and oh my God, pretty sad in the end. How people could go so far off of scope. Well, my lovely people, thank you for joining me for this one. I think I will end it here now so I can make coffee and allow you beautiful people to get some things together. If you're going to be at Joe's, they drug the boy and his family through the mud. Oh, yep. Yep. They sure did. And Candace stood up to every one of them. And the beauty about Candace and Dylan's dad was that they stood together. They might have been separated, but they stood strong together. And I salute them for that. Good on them. Love and light to you, to Wisdom, and everybody here. Thank you all for joining me. And we will do this soon. If I don't go away, we'll be very much sooner. But if not, it'll be next week sometime. Remember, you're all beautiful. Please remember to love yourselves first. First and foremost. Please say something nice about yourself each and every day. Be kind to others. And thank you once again for all your support and your love. I love you all so much. You all do mean so much to me. Thank you, guys. Thank you once again. And we will see each other soon. Bye, guys. If I can find the end of the stream.